What's going on YouTube? This is BMCool247 and here are some tips for listing cards to sell on eBay. So the first tip that I have for you is take as many pictures as you want or you can. The buyer doesn't know what they're buying, and the only way they can see it is through pictures. So for example, here on the screen I have this picture of this IP Masquerena where I took a front view, some corner edges, and then a back picture of it. It only went for like 20 bucks. This is one that sold. It went for 20 bucks, so I didn't want to spend too much time taking like 20 different pictures of it, right? I knew that it was in mint condition and the pictures obviously showed it, and it sold. So it did the job. So make sure you take those pictures. More than less is what I'd say for that. Second tip is don't turn on the bidding options for auctions if you don't want to sell it fast, because sometimes if you let it bid for like starting at like $5 or something and this thing only sold for like $10, you might regret that later on, and you still have to sell it to that person for $10 instead of 20. The only reason you would want to do that is if you need cash fast and if you wanted to sell it faster. Otherwise, if you have time on your side, I would just and if after you do a little research, I would just list it at a lower price, especially some of the Korean cards. They aren't being sold as quickly as some of those English TCG cards on eBay. Unless you know also that the price is going to drop soon on the card, then you'd want to bid it. Like Dragoon's going to be coming out in the fall with that new tin, Mega Tin. So those Dragoon prices are probably going to drop relatively soon. The third tip is to don't put a offers button next to it. So there's sometimes a give the buyer an option to make a lower offer. Like if you listed it for 20 and you give them the option to offer for all the way down to 10 or something like that. People tend to, at least this is my opinion, I tend to think that it might not be worth as much as they're listing it there. So I tend to stay away from it. That's just an opinion of mine, but it also saves you time without having to negotiate back and forth, and then they just end up not buying it. The fourth one would be having a good reputation. I think that's pretty straightforward. As a buyer, if you look at someone's reputation, you see how many they sold, what's their rating, have they had any negative reviews of them, people not receiving cards, and if that's the case, then you are or if you have a good reputation, then you're probably good to go. And if you only have like 5 sales, you probably won't sell as fast to begin with, just naturally. Who would want to buy from someone who's only shipped it a handful of times? Another tip are selling it in play sets. So let me go to another page here. So here's one I sold of Max C that sold as a play set, because sometimes cards aren't worth like $20. It's worth like $5 to $10 each, and what might be better for both parties is to sell it as a play set, and that's what I did here exactly with Max C. I sold that as a play set because in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, people play with play sets of a max of 3, and if they're trying to have a whole set of it and they don't want to buy one at a time, this is perfect for both parties. And lastly, the meta relevancy. So whether the card that you're selling is meta relevant helps it to sell quicker because people are trying to find this card to use in their day-to-day game. Whether the card is nostalgic helps to sell as well. People would rather buy Blue Eyes over some weird archetype that came out in the mid like 2010 or something like that. Like Naturia or whatever. I'm sorry to bash on Naturia. I can't even say it. Naturia. And the rarity, like how hard is it to get your hands on that card, and as I would always recommend looking through eBay, looking through TCG players, looking at like 1 or 2 resources to see what the cards are going for, and then list it maybe towards the bottom of that price if you want to get to sell a little bit quicker. If you list it towards the middle, it will take longer to sell, of course, but that's the risk you'll have to take yourself. So whether you want it to sell now or sell later, that's where you want to price it. Like if a $20 card is $20, you list it at $5, that thing is going to be gone like that, So Other than that, I think that's enough of me talking about that. Here's another card or a playset that I sold, like Skill Drain, for example, came off the ban list, and all of a sudden it went from worth 25 cents to worth like $4 a piece. So that's kind of cool. I hope this was helpful for you guys to list your cards on eBay so you can make some money back to buy more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Thanks for watching.